Welcome back to Slothbox. I'm Lyndon Dixon. Today I'm joined by Harlem Eubank. Harlem, big event, big card. How are you feeling?
Massive event. Much bigger than the first one.
Yeah.
I'm excited. The preparation's been a lot different. Excited to see Chris come in there and perform on Saturday.
Obviously, the question to anyone else would be repeat or revenge. I know you're going to pick revenge, but how? How's Chris going to do it?
By being himself. By being the Chris that we all know. By executing his work rate, his pressure, his ferocity in there. Imposing himself on the opponent. That's the Chris we're going to see in there.
Obviously, you know him a lot better than most will. I just wanted to know how that loss to Smith affected him, because he was so confident going into it. I wouldn't even call it arrogance, I'd call it full confidence. And it didn't go his way. So how was he following the fight? Because he knew he had to change things. Yeah. But how was he himself?
I think he took some time to regroup. After something like that, you have to rebuild yourself, put yourself back together, and then come back again stronger. And that's what I've seen in him. I've seen him take himself out of his comfort zone, go over to Las Vegas, get a new team around him, a team that's making him work harder than he ever has in his life. And, the fruits of the labor will show themselves in that ring on Saturday.
Well, like you said, you mentioned him moving over to a Vegas new team, headed by Terence Crawford's trainer. What do you think he can do for Chris that will change the outcome of this fight?
I think he's already done it. I think he's given him that structure, that routine, the type of structure that's produced one of the best fighters of this era. I think Chris, he doesn't need to learn a whole new load of tricks. He just needs to be himself, and they've given him that structure that he needed to bring out the best in him, and show him his true self in there on fight night. He's done the fitness, he's done the sparring, he's done the grueling strength and conditioning sessions. He's well prepared for Saturday.
What do you think to the man in the opposite corner, Liam Smith? Personally, I feel like a lot of Eubank's fans have almost sort of alluded to reasons why he lost, like his head wasn't there, Roy Jones, maybe it didn't work right, the towel went in a bit early. Do you think that maybe, even though we won, Liam Smith hasn't got the credit he deserves for that win?
I think he's got massive credit. He's put himself on the big stage against a personality like Chris and showed what he can do in there. That speaks volumes, to the public. It's a massive victory. So I think he's got the credit he deserves. A great fighter, a fighter that's done it the hard way through the sport. Fought a lot of top opposition, well schooled. I think, and that was obviously his moment. He done everything right the last time, and whether Chris did things right or wrong, that doesn't take away from Liam's preparation for the last one. So he's got the credit that he deserved for that last victory. It was an emphatic win, and this time round, Chris has done everything that he needs to do to achieve that same type of shocking, emphatic performance.
Another one of Eubank's fighters, Terence Crawford, one of the best on the planet. It was a fantasy fight a few months ago, but now they've both come out and said it. Canelo said he'd happily fight him. Crawford said he'd happily fight him. It feels like a fantasy fight that we might actually witness. Who would you pick for that one? That's where I am.
Yeah, it's a great matchup, but I love watching Crawford's progression through the sport. He's always been one of them fighters that's been overlooked, not necessarily been given his credit, until that last victory. And I'd have to favour the boxer. I feel like their team, him and his team, they're very smart, and they know how to take away weaknesses, take away strengths, and exploit weaknesses. And yeah, you'd be, I don't know, I feel like you'd be silly to bet against Crawford.
Last question from me. well, last but not least, when can we next see you out? You're making huge waves on the boxing scene coming up fast. When can we next see you out?
Hoping November in a big homecoming fight. So yeah, an exciting end to the year for me, and set up a huge 2024. I'm in the top 5 now, so I'm heading towards the top of the division, and I'm going to continue to make noise and you know, excite with my performances.
Well, Harlem, thank you for your time, and good luck with what's next.
Thanks very much.